Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with the IRS. Welcome to my YouTube station. It's the home of the 5 minute or less video. I don't waste your time, and I can tell you everything you need to know within 5 minutes. I worked at IRS for 10 years, a decade. I've been in private practice for 4 decades. This August I will be been doing this 50 years. I'm a national expert in IRS resolution matters. I dress like this because I'm just shooting this out to you from my home. I don't like to go to the office and do this. I have about, I don't know, 1,200 videos, and I try to, many of them are just public service so you can get information, and that's what really today is. I do these videos so you don't get ripped off. You get insider information from the Internal Revenue Service, from me to you, and actually they're educational, and you can make a decision on things that you need to do. I've been on the national news a lot, like a lot. You can go ahead and see some of my videos at 777irs.com, and more importantly, you'll see my team at that website. So I want to talk to you about the three type of audits that you generally will face with Internal Revenue Service. The three general ones I'm just going to go over is the mail correspondence, the office audit, and then the revenue agent audit, which is more complex. Let me talk about every one of them just if I can. Believe it or not, the mail audit dominates IRS audits. 75% of all audits actually happen through the mail, and you should be lucky because you're not going to sit in front of an IRS agent. What happens on kind of lighter stuff, the IRS scans your return. Well, they do that on all returns. Let me just tell you how any return gets pulled for audit. There's what's called a DIF score, Discriminatory Index Function Score, and that means IRS has looked at your computer, they have scanned it, they have key codes that they put in, and boom, out comes an audit score. And that's called the DIF score, the Discriminatory Index Function Score. When you go ahead and when IRS looks at that score and they see some areas that are kind of questionable, if they're more on the light side, they will move over to the mail correspondence audit unit. I think IRS sends out about, the last I heard, 4 million letters, and they question those. So those are time sensitive. You have to get that information back into IRS at that date. If this has happened to you and you've been audited, there's always an antidote for IRS, which means there's always a process to reverse what they've done. So if IRS has set you up on this audit, you can go ahead and file for an IRS audit reconsideration, and they can go ahead, or an offer and compromise doubt as to liability, and you can get that audit looked at again. Usually the audit reconsideration is what you want to do if you've gone through a mail correspondence audit. You need to get that information to IRS. You must send it certified, and that doesn't mean IRS is correct if they've sent that out, but it showed up on your return. The second type of audit is the office audit. These are people not high as graded as the revenue agent. They're kind of first line auditors, and they're usually looking at Schedule A, C, and E. Most of the time they're looking at business expenses and things on the return that didn't make sense, but they're higher graded, so IRS wants you to come in. They want you to look at them face to face and explain what's going on. If you feel confident that your return is right, you don't need anybody. You don't need a soul. But if you got a queasy feeling in your stomach and it's not right, do not go into any audit. So people call me all the time. They say, Michael, do I need audit representation? We're not one of those firms that says, oh yeah, give us a check, give us a check. Here's the bottom line. If the pit of your stomach is growling, call us. If it's not, do the audit yourself. So anyway, the office audit is going to be in their office. It's nice to put a package together when you come in and give it to them, and then boom, you'll get your result. By the way, you can always appeal that and go to an appellate agent, and if you don't like the results, and they'll go ahead and work out that dispute. The next one is the revenue agent. This is the more feared audit. Sometimes they took 2 weeks. One of ours took 2 years. They go in and dig in. They dig into partnerships, corporations, bigger tax dollars. Usually you have a much more seasoned person, auditor coming out. Many of them are CPAs. but they really know what they're doing. They look at the tax return and they're going to dig and dig and dig and dig. The thing about them is they may expand the audit. If you have a revenue agent on your case, you do need to get represented. Don't do this on your own because you don't want the audit expanded to other years. Many times the professional can keep the audit within the scope of what they're looking at, but you have no idea how long they're coming in. They'll send you a doc request to say these are the initial things, but that doesn't mean that they're going to go ahead and stay there. They could really ask for more. So anyway, those are the three type of audits: the mail correspondence audit, the office audit, and the revenue agent audit. There is one more audit. I'm not going to spend any time on it. Just let you know there's a large case audit. Herb Canner of our office worked there. It was a $20 billion in sales. And if you get that type of audit, you damn right your ass better be represented. Anyway, give me a subscription. We do audit representation and all that fine stuff. We are one of the finest firms you will run across. I'm not going to just say a lot. Give me a subscription. You'll have my information. Call me if you need me. Thank you very much.